Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a normal morning. You wake up and pick up your phone. You scroll through the screen for a few minutes without much thought. Your body moves almost automatically, following a routine you know well. And yet, this quiet day is shaping your future in ways you cannot notice. Life rarely changes during loud or dramatic moments. It moves forward through small actions that repeat again and again. These actions seem insignificant. They rarely feel worth attention. Still, each choice leaves a faint mark. Many people wait for a moment that will change everything. That moment often never arrives. Instead, real change usually begins with choices that are easy to overlook. There is a force shaping your life long before results appear. It works through repetition. It grows stronger through familiarity. Most of the time, it remains outside awareness. This force is habit. Habits influence how you use time, how you respond to pressure, and what feels natural. They operate quietly, without asking for attention. Major decisions feel important. Repeated behavior often carries greater influence. What you return to each morning and each evening slowly forms direction. Repetition turns actions into patterns. Patterns shape practice. Practice builds comfort. Over time, comfort begins to guide choice. This process feels neutral, which makes it easy to overlook. Helpful habits support progress with little effort. Unhelpful habits hold their place just as steadily. Once established, neither demands intention. Many people focus on outcomes they want to reach. When progress feels slow, frustration follows. What often remains unseen is the system underneath. Habits create that system. Change becomes possible when awareness replaces pressure. At some point, effort begins to feel unrewarded. You show up. You repeat the behavior. Nothing seems to change. The scale stays the same. Focus breaks again. The results you expected remain distant. This stage creates doubt. You begin to question the value of the habit itself. What makes this moment difficult is the gap between action and feedback. Progress often lags behind effort. Early change happens quietly. It builds below the surface, without visible proof. Many people interpret silence as failure. They stop when results do not arrive on schedule. What they do not see is that growth follows a delayed curve. Small improvements collect before they reveal themselves. During this phase, consistency matters more than intensity. This is where most change ends. Patience runs out before the pattern becomes visible. Those who continue stay long enough to see it emerge. When it does, the change often feels sudden, even though it has been forming for much longer. Small improvement rarely feels meaningful in the moment. A slightly better choice today looks almost identical to yesterday. The difference feels too quiet to trust. Because of this, small gains are easy to dismiss. Change depends on direction. When a small improvement is repeated, it accumulates. Each action adds to the last, even when the increase remains unseen. Progress grows through continuity rather than force. A habit that improves behavior by a narrow margin shifts position over time. Days turn into weeks. Weeks form patterns. Eventually, those patterns create distance. This kind of change feels slow because it works with time. It respects reality. Tiny gains offer stability. They reduce pressure. They make progress repeatable. Once direction is set, consistency carries the weight. Every repeated action carries meaning. It signals the kind of person you are becoming. Habits shape identity over time. When a behavior repeats, it gathers evidence. That evidence settles into self-image. You begin to act in ways that feel consistent with who you believe you are. Consistency becomes easier to maintain. This creates a quiet loop. Actions influence identity. Identity influences future actions. Change stabilizes when behavior aligns with self-image. Identity forms through evidence, not declarations. Each habit acts as a vote. One vote carries little weight. Many votes build confidence. Confidence reduces resistance. When habits support identity, effort feels lighter. Consistency feels natural. This is how change lasts. Through becoming someone who no longer needs constant control. Every habit starts earlier than it seems. Before action, something prepares it. A moment, a signal, a familiar situation. Behavior follows a sequence. You notice something. The mind connects it to experience. A response feels natural. By the time action appears, the decision already feels made. This explains why habits feel automatic. A place can trigger behavior. A time of day can invite routine. An emotion can open the door. The mind prefers familiar paths. Understanding this shifts attention. You stop blaming effort. You begin noticing conditions. When you see what comes before the habit, you gain influence over what follows. Change becomes quieter and more precise. Most habits respond to surroundings. Environment sends constant signals. It guides attention and repetition. A phone within reach invites checking. A clear desk encourages focus. These influences feel neutral, yet they shape behavior steadily. Many stable habits grow from well-arranged surroundings. When the environment supports behavior, effort decreases. When it resists, intention fades. Small adjustments shift behavior without struggle. Visibility matters. Distance matters. Ease matters. Over time, surroundings begin to work on your behalf. Habits repeat because they offer something in return. The mind remembers how an action feels. When attraction exists, repetition follows. When it fades, resistance appears. Helpful habits often deliver rewards later. Unhelpful habits respond immediately. Understanding this gap changes approach. When behavior feels even slightly rewarding, repetition strengthens. Attraction keeps habits alive. Many habits fail at the beginning. Resistance appears early. The mind prefers what feels easy to start. Progress improves when the first step feels manageable. A habit needs to feel possible. Reducing friction shifts behavior quietly. Momentum builds through ease. Completion leaves a signal. The mind links behavior to feeling. Visible progress reinforces repetition. Small rewards build reliability. Habits persist when the process feels complete. Goals offer direction. Systems shape daily behavior. Progress depends on repetition. Systems remain after outcomes pass. Stability replaces urgency. Disruption happens. What matters is return. Habits survive through recovery. Consistency depends on resuming. Change passes quietly. You notice it only in comparison. What once required effort now feels natural. Habits become part of identity. Nothing needs to change all at once. Change begins inside ordinary days. A small choice will appear. It will feel easy to ignore. That choice matters. You only need to return, and then return again. Habits grow quietly. And over time, they shape who you become. Now you are choosing the direction.